Hello and welcome to the Season 2 podcast with INvets, the new mission mindset. We are going to be going over today is going to be a unique podcast because it's going to be our Summit for Bloomington live preparation and also live event. So I hope that you understand that this whole recording and listening will also be visualized so that way you can kind of get excited for our next summits that are going to be coming across all of Indiana, different months, different times, different locations. So if you want to know more, please reach out to one of us here at INvets or go to invets.org and send us a message, and we will make sure that if you're a veteran or a spouse that wants to attend, we will let you know when they're closest to you. And if you are a company that wants to be involved and look to hire veterans, then we definitely want to be connected as well. So this is going to be for our Season 2, Episode 4 podcast. I hope you enjoy. So we are prepping for the Bloomington Summit and for other future events for our red distribution. So I'm going to read to you what is on our red label. It isn't just a beer, it's a mission in a can. Rich malt, a hint of caramel, and a balanced hop finish come together in a deep red pour that salutes service and community. Brewed to honor those who stepped up and still stand ready. Chapman's is proud to support veterans in the Indiana one beer at a time. In Indiana, one beer at a time. If you would like to support our mission, we do have our QR code there, but this is a special beer label and we are excited for it. So make sure that you have one out of the keg at the summit. All right, Chaz, what are we doing here?
We are not canning, we are labeling some American Red Ale here at
Chapman's? Yes, we are.
Coffee isn't kicked in yet. It's a real good beer, has a real good taste to it. Will leave you with memories to make in the future. So
there we go. Yep, it will be released in December. Red stands for Remember Everyone Deployed. We are partnering with Chapman's Brewery for this release. And we are all working diligently. James at work, the wrapping our beer label. Have anything to say about our beer label, James?
They look awesome.
They do look awesome. Pretty cool.
And things that look awesome probably taste awesome.
Yes.
In this case, it's not a probably. It is.
Yes, indeed. So definitely get it. When we are doing our prep, we are still taking care of our clients, getting ready for the summit. But guess what? I'm gonna win the ugly sweater contest.
you won't win it.
You don't know what I have up my sleeve.
Okay, we'll see.
Yep.
I'm taking it home. Oh, I guess
First place right here.
Well, I guess I can't because since I'm the person.
You already out of the running. That's mine. That's my trophy. All right, Chaz, what are you most excited about for your Bloomington Summit?
I am excited about the unique opportunity that's going to be presented through the holiday season. As you can see here, I'm sporting an ugly, and it's going to be our first ever ugly sweater competition from first, second, and third place. And then one thing I do want to know is that we have partnered with Chapman's, and they're going to give us some very interesting premier beer coming up. So just stay tuned, and we'll see you there at the summit.
Woo!
Check out these awesome labels. And not only is the label awesome, but the beer is going to be awesome. Come on out, have a delicious beer from Chapman's Brewing Company. Bloomington's going to be a hit. We hope to see you there.
Woo! And that was from Andrew. Hey y'all, so now it's about to be the summit night in Bloomington. Are y'all ready to network? This is the next part of our podcast, hearing and visualizing what goes on at some of our INvets Summits. We got Boston Scientific here, IDVA, Comcast, TriStar, USIC, PopCamp, Simtra, Triple B, and the Mill. So here we are setting up for the Southern INvets Summit at the Mill in Bloomington, Indiana. It's going to be a great event tonight. We are excited. So come check us out. Or actually, hopefully you're all already registered and we'll see you later. People are getting ready. The summit is happening. Sponsors. Woo!
I want to say a few thank yous, obviously. A special thanks to Chaz for leading the charge for this summit, together with the backing of the INvets team. There's a lot of work goes into these events, and hopefully you will enjoy. Thank Ferguson, who's our marketing guru group. They're based out of Fort Wayne. They are very creative and they have endless patience. No, I didn't believe that, but they do. So also thanks to the mill for hosting us, to Braden, who was certified as a barman so that he could serve you beer this evening. So it'll be something very useful for him if he moves through that. To BDB, that was 3B, the delicious food. And then Chapman Brewery, who have worked with INvets to produce an adult beverage meal. And then obviously, last but not least, to our sponsors this evening, you know, INvets is very grateful to the sponsors that we have and the help that we receive. Today, we're going to thank the IDBA, TriStar, Boston Scientific, USIC, Comcast, and Sintra Biopharma. Thank you so much for your support.
Walking away from 21 years of friends, family, good times, bad times, and into the great unknown. And I knew that if this person could do it, that person could do it, I could do it. But there's always just that tenacity, that fire within you that you used. You got through you got county deployments. You made it through bad child. You made it through good times at medical, bad times at dental. Like, you can get through this. It's just, it's I'm not gonna lie, it's hard. It is hard. To look back on it, and it's difficult, but I would definitely say that is something that helped bring me to where I'm happy that I get back in.
Dale, just a quick note, best job I ever had in my entire career was on the installation, so I don't know if you ever had that job. So, I do agree with you completely. The fortitude, right? So, I was going to say resilience. As part of that transition aspect, resilience is huge. You're going to face a lot of, let down, even if you don't see it that way. So, I'll give you a quick example. You can fire out 1,000 resumes and not hear back from 999, literally, like not even a thank you for applying either. That's disappointing, that's disheartening. You start questioning yourself, you start questioning why you got up that day and fired off an email, right? Like that's real talk. So you have to be resilient, you have to build that into your transition mindset is to be resilient. The other thing that I would say that helps any veteran in any role, in this case, exactly back to what you were saying, Ron, are all the soft skills that we're taught. So we've all learned to be members of a team, to mentor without, whether or not you're in a direct leadership role, you can mentor and learn at the same time, which is hugely important in any organization. Adaptability, right? So we've all had to adapt, whether that's a deployment, whether that's the new PCS assignment you got, whatever it is, right? There have been so many wrenches thrown in the works of a career, whether your career was 4 years long or 40 years long. Realize I failed at. Don't be so broad with your career search that you're literally throwing resumes at everything from, project management.
Leadership and mentorship is exactly the same one. So you take, as a young person, you start building and you rely on people to teach you things. And then one day you become the next person that teaches.
Definitely, I agree with you on that. Personally, fortitude. But I look at something along that line. Like I knew that I couldn't give up when I was looking for a job. And I was terrified.
But after the military, or even before, right? So I know some of us have just gotten now fairly recently. Like, what type of things did you use or strategies?
Netherlands. That's a lot. I mean, if anybody was asked anything like that, But I made sure I got 3 times. I have nothing to do with my networking, but they talked about that more. And like I said earlier, I walked around and talked to anybody that I could. And I was like, hey, I'm out of it. Any advice for like, hey, what's your job? What do you do this? It starts when you're in it, okay? That's what they're saying. Ask any questions. That I spent 24 years on active duty, retired from the Air Force, and real excited to be here. Thank you, Chad. Thank you, Sarah, for hosting this. Thank you all our sponsors. It's a great event. Happy to see so many people here, and really excited to speak to you. This is really piano here. By the way, I went to the Air Force Academy, so whatever she says, take it with a grain of salt.
Air Force, woo woo!
Chair Force in-house. My name is Aubrey Williams, and I spent 5 years as an officer in the Army, 3rd Infantry Division, a couple of tours in Iraq before I transitioned to my civilian career. I am a certified financial planner at Edward Jones, and I'm also the co-founder of a local craft brewery about a mile north of here called Heartwork Brewing, where we have a veterans discount every day.
Woo! Like that.
My name is Andy Wood. I'm active duty, serving with the Army National Guard, the Active Guard Reserve Program. I retired after 20 years. I currently work at TriStar, and that's it.
All right, good afternoon, good evening. I'm Mike Mulvaney. I work with Mariah at Boston Scientific, been in for about 12 years. Previous to that, as an active duty Marine Infantry officer for about 10 years. So primarily East Coast, 2nd Battalion, 2nd Marine, 3rd Battalion, 2nd Marines, and did some time in Quantico. Before my wife highly suggested to find something new after our first child, which I, of course, got great advice. And then here in since. So East Coast transplant, around the Boston area, probably flew over the state, never been here before, and thought myself it was going to be a 3-year tour in Bloomington. I've been here for about 12 years now, and I've enjoyed every minute of it. So thanks again for having me tonight.
Woo!
All right, that being said, we're going to get right into the question. So my first question is to you all is, how did your leadership evolve when moving from military to the civilian sector? Anybody can take it.
I'd say it really didn't evolve that much, because I recommend you be yourself, because you can't take it. I think the impression that it had to change was probably stronger than the actually having to change. Particularly, I transitioned here at the mill. I showed up here and was going to start my own business, and then met one of the founders of a company here, and I became co-founder. And we were a small team, like 2 dudes in the basement, and then literally, and then we grew, and then ultimately I took the job at Ivy Tech and transitioned over there. And I think the expectation was I was going to show up everywhere and sort of knife hand and and like tell everybody what to do. And I was a JAG, I was an attorney, and like one of the opportunities I had was to lead one of the largest legal offices in the Air Force. Like, go in and try and tell a bunch of lawyers what to do every day, right? Like, that doesn't work. So you got to build consensus, you got to build teams, you got to. So I don't think that I changed that much. I think there's probably moments where I've had to be a little more patient. In like, I mean, I've been at Ivy Tech now 2.5 years. I would have been long gone, right? I would have only had 2 years in my old life. So I have to be a little more patient, like getting things done. And that's probably been the biggest change, if you will, is being a little more patient. And then I've also sort of had to convince everybody that I'm not going to knife hand them, I'm not going to deal with them. So but just be yourself. You can follow me at Chancellor Coin on Instagram. You'll see me today. I'm dressed up in an elf costume. Like, you just kind of humanize yourself a little bit and have some fun.
It's a naval planning process, joint planning process, in the NP, in the Marine Corps, in the PP, right? And all, frankly, every framework is the same. The biggest thing for me that I think resonated well was framing the problem. In business, life at home with your family, on the battlefield, on on the ship, wherever you are, if you don't really understand what the issue is, what you're trying to solve for, you're going to really waste a ton of resources, time, and trust, right? And probably an errant path forward. So really making sure you pull those folks in, and well, with that collaboration, right? No longer, I got out as a company grade officer, which, in the infantry community, there's 400 battalion of 1,000 people. You are generally the subject matter expert. So you rely on a lot of really strong non-commissioned officers in juniors and Marines and your gunners and whatnot. But at the end of the day, you own that decision. Stepping into my role, now I'm dealing in a very technical field, the quality system, a regulated industry, which is by the FDA. I now also have to not only fully understand the problem, but make sure I get everyone else's input, even more so than mine what it might be, to make sure that we did then frame up a couple different courses of action to go forward. So really understand the problem and then focusing on collaboration, all those agencies that you work with, regardless of your service, right? We work with different services.
Whenever a tasking or a mission came about, my job was to take that big order and extract the things that were important, to my mission. So I think, especially during the transition process for me, and I was trying to network and trying to reach out and gauge strategic partnerships with folks. And in doing so, I broke that down as well. So maybe my mission wasn't to get a job. Maybe it was just to get interviews. And so, breaking things down to the lowest level and,
direct on-the-spot feedback when it transitions. So again, leadership style, I think you can maintain. It's just changing the maybe the delivery of it.
I would absolutely agree with all that. Most of the communication that I received and oftentimes put out was cuss words and acronyms, and that's basically how I communicated. The bottom line is I just had to change how I communicated, and I think Eric said patience. And I don't think that in the military you have much tolerance for patience a lot of times, but in the civilian world I think that it's a pretty natural evolution. So that's what I would say.
So I was a Marine infantry officer, which my peers will tell you is a unique breed, amongst the three of us probably. And went to work for another Marine infantry officer. So you can imagine a combination of probably urgency, like everything is not the Battle of Fallujah 2004, right? And I mean that, like you're getting a lot of energy, a lot of exuberance, and a lot of rapid deployment of urgency. Take a step back and make sure you save that when it matters. You're going to gain a lot more respect from those around you. That was one of the things I received direct feedback on, to be clear. It was really many at times, but that being said, that was one of the biggest things I realized. That was an opportunity. And then also, the authentic comments been brought up multiple times by several folks. I think a great depiction of that on the enlisted panel as well. And that was something that, again, was reinforced. Because if you try to change because you're not in uniform anymore, you still have a mission, you still have responsibilities, people looking up to you for guidance and that expertise and that assistance. That's going to be relatively transparent with that. So you have to also be very, very clear to make sure you build upon what got you to the point where there's a valuable commodity for that organization to lead those people and have a responsibility and make sure you build upon that as well.
Change firstly, mentorship. Who was your mentor and how did they help you to the person you are today?
I think that I've been very fortunate that I'm a clinger, guys. If I get a good mentor, I'm going to hang on to them. So some of my mentors are the people who knew me when I was an 18-year-old cadet or a 22-year-old second lieutenant. My battalion commander and command sergeant major from the Army are still a part of my life today. And so while it is important to get mentors and sponsors in your new stage of life, that doesn't mean you have to let go of those. So my military mentors continue to this day to be my cheerleaders and my supporters, and it's just as simple. And I feel like women tend to be better at this than men, but stay in touch. It's Christmas cards, it's checking in, it's just catching up and grabbing a beer if you happen to be in their city, because I've managed to keep those mentors no matter where they are in the world or in the country.
Maybe like 30% more money, but for me, doing what we do in terms of providing life-saving or life-enhancing medical devices and therapies was bar none the best place to be. But with all that, right, it was significantly challenging the personal front and some of the mechanics and adjustments going from the uniform, very high fast-paced 10.5 years in uniform, now coming to that organization, there was challenges. So I don't care, enlisted officer, 3 years, 30 years, the mentorship, friendship aspect. And I had several of my, one of my best friend's father just recently passed, was someone that was a mentor to me throughout high school, college, and up into the Navy, died, right? You have some that span that point of life. My first platoon sergeant was 5'10", from Baltimore, and had an option either to go to jail, because his brother is spending a 30-year sentence for double homicide, back cocaine deal, or in the Marine Corps. He and I, or quite possibly two of us different people we could imagine. But the 10 years I served with him is still someone I call when I have a tough decision. Just went to his third marriage, by the way. Anyway, but you have all spans of life, right? And all phases of life. Maintain them. Don't discard one because you're in a different chapter, right? In fact, you should go revisit those, rekindle those, because their experiences they're having in parallel to you in a completely different universe, right, where they're at, may provide just the input and to complete the algorithm that's going to help you make that very challenging decision about where you're going with yourself and your family.
Okay.
Medical devices that we make, we promise we will not use them on you tonight. You got a kidney stone, talk to your doctor. We've got tools for that, but we're not doing any of that tonight. But one of the things that's great about Boston Scientific is really our values and our culture. We really try to make opportunities within our company very accessible. We have different employee resource groups, including vets. So we've got a really great avenue for people to get connected with people who just resonates, makes it a more accessible culture and provide opportunities to connect and get involved. So you've probably seen Boston Scientific employees throughout the greater area. We like to get involved, we like to roll up our sleeves. A lot of our veterans built a house for Habitat for Humanity last year. We're out at STEM events, really helping kids understand what are the possibilities in this community. So it all just kind of, we like to play to win too. So Hoosiers Outreach Cancer top employer team for about 3, 4, 5 maybe plus years. So really excited. We like to have fun, give back, and deliver for patients around the world, because that's really what it matters for us, helping people in those really fragile moments.
Veterans Affairs, so that's the state's Department of Veterans Affairs. All 50 states and 5 territories have the Department of Veterans Affairs, and we work very closely with each other. We also work very closely with the federal VA, so it's a lot of partnership going on. To get to a couple quick points just for the group here, we do a lot of things at IDVA. We work in partnership with county veteran service officers, helping deliver benefits and services and resources to veterans, their family members, their caregivers across the state. We have a wonderful suicide prevention program. We have an organization called SAA, part of us, that does all the GI Bill management for universities, schools, and businesses that offer GI Bill. So we have our hands in a lot of things, but one of the things we're always looking to do is serve more, serve better, and serve together through partnerships. So with the folks we have here, we heard a lot of great things about hiring veterans. What is the benefits of hiring veterans? There are many. Really quick, where's all my Coast Guard brothers and sisters? I got one.
Woo! Yeah! That's right! Woo!
I'm always alone.
You're never alone.
Right on. So we do a lot of great things through partnerships, but when it comes to hiring veterans, thank you. You know the benefits of it, but once you have them, once they're working for you, what's the way to continue to support them? That's where we can come and partner with you. We want to bring opportunities to make sure your veteran employees are connected to all of their benefits. Their federal benefits, their state benefits. Make sure their families are connected in their communities to all the resources, peer-to-peer activities, and other things. We can help you with that. We can help you understand some things like VA healthcare. So if you have veterans who work for you, who are eligible for VA healthcare, we want to get them enrolled in VA healthcare. There's a lot of benefits, not just for the veteran, but for other veterans, but there's a benefit for the employer as well. If you have a veteran who can enroll in VA healthcare, they can come off of your healthcare potentially. That saves you money as well. So we want to offer that opportunity to help you with your veterans in any way possible across the state, wherever you are. We have folks across the state. We can come, we can talk to your veteran groups, we can set up at your facilities and make sure they're getting all the things we need and help you support them as best we can. And then the last thing I want to put out really quick is we heard a lot of amazing things about transition and the difficulties of transition. Transition is the most difficult time for veterans and their families. And when we think of it, we always, rightfully so, think about transitioning from military life to civilian life. But that's not the only transition some of our service members and families go through. Here in Indiana, we have no active military bases, but we do have one of the largest Guard installations in the country. So we have a lot of National Guard members, our citizen soldiers and their families right here in the state. And we think about transition, then those members and their families are transitioning up to 24 times a year. So they're always in transition. If you're going to drill once a month, that means that's a transition to that entire family. If there's kids involved, maybe it's not the primary caregiver parent who's now home for the weekend while the other parent is there. What if maybe both parents are going to drill, or it's a single parent family and maybe those kids even have to go across state lines to go to a grandparent's house for that one weekend every month. That's stress in school for the kids, that's stress on the parents and stress on those families. So think of ways you can support those folks who maybe work for you or in your communities that you know, friends and family. So keep that in mind. There's a lot of transition, it's hard to catch up. I was honored to be a cutter swimmer in the Coast Guard, and when you're in the ocean and there's swells, the only thing you're concerned with is the current one. You want to get through it, get over it, and then wait for the next one, and I think that's what that transition is like for those Guard and Reserve families. It never really gets to resolve, it just keeps coming. So keep them in mind. We're here to partner with you. Come talk to me afterwards, I can get you some information, but we want to help you support your veterans and all your veterans out there. We're here for you. There's a lot of great state benefits. There's a lot of federal things we can help out with. So we're here to help, and thanks again for having me.
Yep. Let's try to get Richard. Yeah! Okay, all right. Richard needs gloves. All right. Now we got Kim. Kim is looking very elvish.
Are we ready?
She has the earrings and the purse. Now, I'm gonna be a little biased, okay? TJ has my face on his sweater, okay?
That is extreme deal.
I'm gonna vote for this, so I'm gonna leave it out to the audience if we go ahead and get a vote for TJ.
Woo! Woo! That sure is an ugly picture.
Very creative.
I love the sweater, hate the pictures.
Oh, hate love. Okay. Yeah, Justin.
Woo!
Hooray. What's that one from? You got Sam? You never go wrong with Sam. And you got a trusted friend next to you. Who's that? That's Roscoe. Roscoe is even accompanying us today, so let's get a vote. Yeah, Roscoe, look.
Oh, you lost me.
Look, Green County is deep up here, okay?
Heck yeah, representing.
Chris, what you got to do? This is it's too hot for ugly Christmas sweatshirt. Take it relevant. Consider it. I'm not this coat right now, so let's go ahead and get Chris a vote.
Woo! Woo!
Hey, I like your shirt. I like your sweater too. You brought yours. I don't like that. You still got great stuff. So, look, so it says, bye, buddy. Hope you find your dad.
Elf, I love it. It's from Elf. Yeah, Will Ferrell.
He's supposed to know movie stuff, classic movie. So we go ahead and give him a vote.
Woo!
Okay,
Yeah.
we're gonna do this one more time. I'm not gonna do it again. Put my hand. Let's go next.
All right, everyone vote. Woo!
Kim.
Woo!
TJ.
Woo! Woo!
Okay, he got my face on. Okay, you can't go wrong with that. Justin, Roscoe.
Woo!
Okay, Chris.
Woo!
And Nathan.
Woo!
Okay. Sarah, you got a hard decision in front of you.
All right, who's the loudest? Who's first place?
Somebody please pass me the trophy that's on the table right here. To see who she's going to select for the third place.
It was off of the volume.
It's based on volume, Sarah. It is totally up to you. She's not around like I'm having her do this.
Deliberation.
Just want to tell you, I woke up this morning and I around her and realized the only thing more better than Christmas sweaters is a chance sweater.
Yes! I love it.
Like great inspiration. Okay. Oh, lose me all on the floor. Okay.
Okay.
There goes two. What's up? I can relate to the short sleeve, so what's the inspiration behind that? I think it's very creative. I'm very cool right now. I burned up with this jacket. Okay. All right. So we got commentary ready. We'll go third first. All right. So our CEO Sarah's going to make a selection for the third place winner. Sarah. Sarah's chosen Nathan.
Woo!
Congratulations. congratulations. You got your place. Anything to say? Okay, all right. Congratulations. All right, number 2. Second place. Okay. Congratulations, TJ. I'm gonna put you first. I can't vote, so great place. And for our first place, we're gonna go with Kevin B and Elf Festival. All right, I would like to thank all of our participants for participating in this. We have made this a very interactive event. Like I said, I'm even dressing for myself on the record. So thank you all for participating. Congratulations to the winners. And I'll go ahead and turn it over to Sarah to do closing remarks.
Our veterans, employers, community partners and state leaders for the energy, honesty and collaboration you brought to this room today. What we accomplished together reflects the strength of this network and the shared commitment we have to improving opportunities for those who've served. My hope is that you leave here with at least 2 new connections. We've heard several times today that it's all about your networking. Okay, Jerry Young, who TJ alluded to earlier, used to say, your network is your net worth. Okay, and then he would also add in that networking is one letter away from not working. So that's all. But I do hope you've made some connections, people who can help you think differently, open a door, or move an idea forward. These relationships are the real value of a gathering like this, and they are what sustain the work along the agenda ends for tonight. Okay, so make sure those cards in your pocket come out of your pocket, and you either call or email and connect with people, because you have to put in the effort. Okay, whether you're looking for employees or an employer. Thank you for your time, your partnership, and your belief in what we can build together. Safe travels. We look forward to continuing the conversation in the days ahead. Okay, drive carefully. Don't forget your survey or your pack of 4.
Yes, get your beer.
INvets is a 501c3 nonprofit dedicated to helping transitioning service members and their families find great careers and communities here in Indiana.
The way we usually connect with veterans is in-person events. They are assigned to a case manager, which is one of the 5 veteran engagement managers who are located in 5 regions around Indiana. They'll really work hard to connect with them. And then they complete the profile in more detail about the types of careers they want, the skills they have, where they might live, do they have a spouse. So it's a very personal service, and we try to match them with the right career, we try to match them with the right community.
We take our job seriously, understanding that we're not selling somebody a thing, we're helping somebody move into the next phase of their life. That's not lost on us.
We are not moving one person, we're moving a whole family, and every member of that family has a different need. We try to have those open discussions about everything.
So what we realized was just helping somebody find a job when they get out of the military isn't enough. There's got to be more to it than that, especially if we want to create lifelong Hoosiers. So we started thinking about what can we do outside of helping people find great careers to get them connected to their community. Transition is not transactional, it's transformational. And it's something that we talk with our staff about all the time. We cannot look at transition out of the military as a transaction of leaving one job and going to another. It's a transformational moment in somebody's life, and we hope and believe that should be Indiana. And once they're here, we remind them that we're here for life. So if there's anything that you need once you've gotten here, you're looking for a volunteer opportunity, a way to get involved in your community, or you just need some resources.
A thriving job market and low cost of living, plus a wide range of veteran benefits, make Indiana the perfect place for veterans of the United States military to call home. INvets can help you find that home. We're an organization started by veterans to help former service members transition to civilian life in our state. INvets can help you find the community with the career opportunities, housing, schools, and amenities that fit your lifestyle. To learn more about INvets, visit us at invets.org today.